Dwayne Haskins, the three things that I like about him, I like his arm. I think that he has it's extremely talented arm. That I can't deny that at all. Also, in a weird way, I like his confidence. In the sense, man, when we saw him play in the preseason, we knew that the situations weren't always the best, but we said he looked like he just belonged. He looked like he believed. He looked like, you know what, bro, I got this. I don't care who we are here with. And even when you hear him speak, you can hear that confidence come out of his mouth. So I definitely like that. And I cannot deny just the high-end pedigree position. I think with that, there are certain things that you just hang on it. It's hard to put like a value on, hey, man, this guy being a top pick and what that means. But as a player, I can explain it in the sense of, man, when you're out there with a first rounder or a top 15, top 10 guy or a guy of that caliber talent, number one, the talent jumps off. You can just see it. They look differently, but you also believe in them. You believe that, hey, if he can just hit that switch, if it ever clicks, he's going to be able to be special. He can be more special than any of us. That's how we would talk about Bud Dupree for a while.
Mario Williams.
Yeah.
And those type
we
of
were
guys.
just like, yo, he's special. He might not be the most productive right now, but he has gifts that none of us can do. You know what I mean? We can all put our stuff together and we still can't do that. If it ever clicks, these are the guys that you talk about. And with Haskins, that's the conversation. It's like, if it clicks, you know what it can become. And guys believe in that. Guys want it to click. So I do feel like that intangible, like I just spoke on, like I said, I don't know how to put a name or a value on it, but that belief that guys will have just looking at him because they know what he did in college, because they know he was a top pick, because of those things, man, it just happens like that. Now, it doesn't last like that forever. Because the longer you get removed from that draft status, from those positive moments, the more people forget about that. But right now, he's in that prime spot where people still believe.
A little unknown.
Absolutely. So that's the third thing that I like about him, man.
To piggyback off that third thing, we were just talking about ceiling. Haskins, he has that top 10 potential.
Mm-hmm.
He has that franchise quarterback potential.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll realize it or not, but let's hope so. I talked about Mason realizing his potential, and I just want to see good competition.
Yeah.
Either one of these guys, one of these guys got to step up, one way or another. But like Haskins, with his talent, definitely could be that guy. Which is why I'm high on him. I'm really hoping, because he does have the higher ceiling than Mason.
Yeah,
definitely does. Like if we're gonna compare, if you want to say Mason ceiling to Jimmy G, Haskins, yeah, I think, oh, man. Yeah, Burrow. Burrow's a good one. I know Burrow's young, but he beat out Burrow to have a good arm. I don't want to say Mahomes because I don't think he's as mobile.
I don't think he's as crafty as Mahomes.
Right.
Like,
whereas like Burrow, I think is a good example because Burrow isn't the most mobile guy, but he could get around, and that's how Haskins is. If he leaves the pocket, he could be fast.
Yeah. I just wonder, because I haven't had a chance to see Haskins in these moments like Burrow.
Right, exactly.
If he has that, like, that dog, that killer. Because we talked about it, it's like, you look at Burrow.
Maybe that's the hope, though. He beat out Burrow.
Yeah, because you look at Burrow in some of these moments, you're like, bro, he just looked like he's ready to stab you to death, prison style with the shank. Like, I don't know if Haskins has that in him just yet. But maybe he do. We're gonna get. Hopefully, we get a chance to see it, man. Hopefully, we get a chance.
That's what I mean. We'll find out. So yeah, I'm with you. Cannon of an arm. What did Ben say? You could throw the ball through a car wash. It won't get wet.
He definitely said
that.
Yeah,
so I'm with you. Yeah, definitely Cannon. That jumped off the screen for sure in those preseason games.
No, for a fact, man.
I have faster than Mason.
I would.
Whenever straight line, he's actually pretty fast. He's not as good like in the pocket. Like I don't really want him running those RPOs that are Canada's staple. Yeah. But I think just straight line, if he could get outside, he can make dudes miss and gain 10 yards for sure.
And that was some of the stuff that when we did the film breakdown on him a year ago when we had first acquired him, that was one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was the mobility, because a lot of people were under this assumption that he's a statue and he can't run. And it's like, no, he just doesn't run like Lamar and Josh and these elite runners, but he can still move. And we put some of those clips up there as well, man. So yeah, I like that.
And then my last one is... he's on his last leg. AB type of stuff.
You know
it's his AB type of stuff.
Back against the wall, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. On his last leg, and he was on his last leg this whole season. Yeah. And we could look back to preseason. He had a good preseason. And to piggyback off what you said, whenever he started playing, we saw that confidence. We saw that he took like a leadership step with the team, because I think those were the only touchdown drives we had in the preseason for the first 3 games, and they were all from Haskins.
Yes,
they're all from Haskins, and then Dobbs would have 1 or 2 at the end.
Correct. Yeah, but that was definitely the case, man. That was definitely the case.
That's my 3 for Haskins.
All right, so I'm going to read through what some of the regular chats had said about their things they do like. And the super chats, I see super chats. I was trying to make sure we finish. I was trying to finish this quarterback conversation before we tap into the supers, because then from there, it'd be cool to get our transition on. So we're going to speed it up just a little bit. I got you, though. But the things that the people don't, or the things that the people like about Haskins, Todd Sikowski says his arm strength, his upside, and the swagger. I think that's what we both were alluding to. Yeah. I am. Pat Firemove says his mobility, his arm, and his confidence. Hey, we appreciate you, Pat. We're fair to you as well, man. Keep doing your thing, all right? Knight Rider 16 says arm strength, smarts, and pedigree. All right. What's it? Jakey Poo 332. Shout out to Jakey Poo 332. Says mobility, arm strength, and his ceiling. What you got anything on your end, you see, man?
I'm seeing Wally Locke bring up something for ceiling. He says ceiling is BS. Drew Brees proved that wrong. Okay, it's a good point. I think even Russell Wilson. Russell's a good point to that. Like, what's their ceiling? Like, they're limited, but like they've made the most of everything in the league. They've, I guess, dripped out every ounce of talent that they had to try to like make it work by hard work. Simply, I mean, yeah, good for them. So maybe ceiling's a little overrated. It's more that mentality.
Hey man, I'm with it, bro. Trust me. I'm sure they had a ceiling on me somewhere too. Hey man.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, baby.
Right. 9 years in the league. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Believe yourself, man. Believe yourself, baby. All right. Now let's transition. 3 things we don't like about Dwayne Haskins. Let us know in the chat as well, man. 3 things that you guys don't like about Dwayne Haskins. Not like I don't like him because he's, this, just like what you attributes. Just clarify that, right? So for me, the first thing is mobility. And the reason I say mobility is because I'm comparing it to what Matt Canada and his offense wants. They do, in terms of Matt Canada, what he wants a Lamar Jackson, a legit dual threat. And we said Dwayne Haskins, he can run, but he's not a dual threat guy. So that's why I have to have that as a negative, because it technically doesn't fit with Matt Canada. Now, if we didn't have Matt Canada was a different coordinator, I'm not bringing up mobility. But when okay, he wants RPOs and zone reads, stuff like that.
They said it in the interview, though. Here's what they said in the interview is, like, you don't have to be that guy. Right. I guess it's just wait and see. Then how good is Matt Canada?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because why couldn't he figure it out this year?
Exactly. So that's why, for me, I'm like, I hear them say that, but the actions say something totally different. So for me, you know how I feel. You can say one thing, but what the actions say, and I'm going to put them together, and that's we compare and contrast. And I'm not hearing this, nobody cares about mobility, because clearly that was one of the bigger issues with this offense and what Matt Canada wants to do. So yes, I have to put mobility up there because of that.
You want to list
the second thing? I'm gonna knock them all out. Then the second thing for me, and this kind of got put to rest, so I'm 50% with this comment, but judgment. Now, the reason I say that is this: we know what happened in Washington and why he ultimately got out of there. Now, when he was here, he was under the radar. We didn't have anything. The biggest thing was, he had a cell phone in warmups. Hey, I already told you, I had my cell phone along with thousands of other NFL players in warmups. It happens, okay? But the reason I say judgment is this. It's easier to have good character and make good decisions while you're not in the limelight.
Yeah.
Since he's been in Pittsburgh, he hasn't been in the limelight. It's been Mason. He's been under the radar. How does that judgment look when he gets that job again, potentially? When you become the starter again? Because the last time we saw you in that role,
that's good. Yeah.
Your judgment was horrendous on and off the field. So until we get a chance to fully see that part, I have to bring that up because we just I haven't seen it otherwise when you've been the guy just yet. Like I said, great job this season. That's why I said I'm 50% with it, but you know how it goes, man. When you don't have people talking about you, it's easy to go under the radar. But then when you're in that spotlight and everybody's telling you how great you are, you're the starting quarterback. Do you go back to thinking you're above the law? Do you have an AB moment? We talk about, you see AB when he's in trouble, when he's, having to be quiet is one AB. You see AB when he's, on cloud 9, he feel like he's a superstar. It's a whole nother version. You like, bro, you can't be like that, man. You're going to get all us in trouble. I just don't know with him right now. So that's why for Haskins, that's my second thing. And then the last thing is the consistency part. Just, I need to see it. We've seen flashes of it, but very, very similar to what we talked about Mason and what I'm going to say about Dobbs, in the sense of we've seen flashes. We've seen the potential. We understand why he was taken where he was taken. We understand why he was successful at Ohio State, but it hasn't been consistent enough at the NFL level. We haven't seen it 4 quarters at a time. We haven't seen it for a larger sample size, full season, consistent play. So that's why I have that up there as well, man.
Yeah. We pretty much agree on all 3 because I have... Hold on. I got to get my password right here. my screen's unlocked.
Benjamin Roethlisberger, the GOAT. 777, the GOAT. Ben over
Dude,
Brady.
I can't get my password right here.
You gonna lock your computer out, bro?
I might. All right, no, we're good.
Which one was it?
Nah.
Oh,
what, my password?
Yeah, which one was it?
Nah, don't worry about it.
All right, it's cool, bro.
All right, so, I actually have one that's kind of different.
Okay, let's hear it.
Bad tape, bad performances in Washington.
I like that.
Footwork, you could talk about decision. Like,
yeah.
He had good garbage time moments with Washington, but if you watch a bunch of those games, it's not really good.
Yeah, his technique and that was one of the big things. The knocks that we had on him was his footwork. We said when
you
his
can see the talent
was good, the throws look good. When his footwork is off, the throws look horrible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then obviously I have off-field / judgment, and you're right. As of late, 100% fine.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, that's really all it was with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can blame him completely. You have to take accountability, though, obviously, if you're him. But I think he was kind of set up to fail. I don't think Gruden wanted him. Mm-hmm. He went back to his hometown.
Correct. Probably
every time he thought he was doing something right, Gruden would knock him down, not start him, not get him in. There were stories out there
it was
where like he couldn't
toxic,
do anything
bro.
right, it felt like.
Yeah, it was definitely toxic, bro.
But you got to take accountability. Like, still, you're in the NFL. You still got a great opportunity. Like, the coach isn't going to be there forever if this type of stuff happens. And that's eventually what happened. Gruden wasn't there anymore, but then you kind of missed out on your own opportunity there because Ron Rivera wasn't too thrilled with you either whenever he came in.
Yeah.
So I'll include that for sure. And then inexperience, just because the sample size is really small on him too. It's kind of like Mason in a way. I mean, Mason's is a little bit more, but at the same time, the verdict's still out on both these dudes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.